today's session on Empower 360 podcast. Here at Empower 360, we give purpose and enlightenment to humanity. Our session today features a very important topic in our society today, financial illiteracy. Our guest for today is a seasoned banker with 7 years experience in the banking sector. He obtained a degree in mathematics, education and economics from the University of Cape Coast. He also holds a master's in finance and investment. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Daniel Ando Owusu. Hello, Mr. Daniel. You are welcome. Thank you.
Hello. I'm very grateful for the opportunity given to me. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity you've given to me to be on your podcast this evening in Ghana. I know at the end of the day, we are all going to be able to know whatever we are going to achieve. In our society, where we find ourselves, or the geographical environment where we find ourselves. With me, I have come across so many definitions of financial literacy, but this is what I want to share with you. Financial illiteracy refers to the lack of knowledge, understanding of basic financial concepts, and skills needed to make informed financial decisions. It encompasses an inability to manage money effectively, understand financial products, and plan for the future. So there are some key aspects of financial concepts I would like us to talk about. One, we are going to talk about managing money effectively, understanding financial products, and plan for the future. So, lack of understanding of financial products. This includes basic concepts like budgeting, savings, investing, debt management, and understanding interest rates. That is lack of understanding of financial concepts. The basic concepts like budgeting, savings, investing, debt management, and understanding interest rates. Let me take it one after the other for you to understand it very well. When we talk about budgeting, simple definition for budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend. In Ghana, every time we begin the year, mid-year, we make a budget. So the budget is the process of creating a plan to spend our money. So the main purpose of budgeting is to keep you spending in check and make sure that your savings are on track for the future. When you are spending the money in budgeting, you make sure that the money you are spending is on check. You are checking how you are spending the money. If you say that you are going to use 20 cedis for hospital bills, you make sure you are in check with that. 20 cedis for up to make sure it's on point. 20 cedis to pay school fees, you make sure. $200 to pay school fees, you make sure. $300 to buy books, $400 to make sure that everything is on check, and you make sure that your savings are on track for the future. That is what I'll talk about, budgeting. Then we move to savings. When we move to savings, the simple definition for savings I would like us to talk about is savings is the portion of income not spent on current expenditure. So somebody may say, this is a serious definition that I will not understand. Let me break it down for you to understand. Savings is the amount of money left over after spending, and other obligations are deducted from earnings. I hope this one is clear. Let me see it again. The amount of money left over after spending and other obligations are deducted from earnings. So when you pick a salary of 1,000 Ghana cedis, after spending 200 cedis, the money left, you can save that money. And savings is telling us that we have other obligations that we need to be deducted from our earnings. The other obligations we may talk about is unforeseen circumstances. That is what we are talking about. There are three main types of savings I would like us to talk about. We have savings accounts, money market accounts, and CDs. So in savings, I don't want to talk much about. Let me just pick importance of savings, three importance of savings, then we proceed with investing. One, retirement preparation. Importance of savings. You save for retirement preparations. So many people go to retirement and still beg for food. So many people go to retirement and now going to build a house. So many people go to retirement and will start borrowing. We need to save towards your retirement. Second point I'll talk about is financial flexibility. You make sure that you are stable. Your finances, the money you are receiving, you are making sure that you spend it according to plan, according to budget. Third, we talk about your security. Financial security provides a sense of peace of mind and financial stability during unexpected circumstances. So if you are able to spend according to, you are not borrowing here and then, your mind is always free. There is peace of mind for you to think for the next generation. Peace of mind for you to think for your financial breakthroughs. Peace of mind for you to think for your financial decisions. Then you talk about emergency preparedness. A safety net for unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, and job loss. You need to save because you can lose your job at any point in time. When you lose your job, are you going to start to beg for food? You need to save about that. When your car breaks down and you don't have any savings there, how are you going to repair your car? You need to save towards that. Medical bills, you don't know the time you'll be sick. So you make sure that you save money for all those things. Quickly, we move to investing. When we talk about investing, a lot of mindsets, a lot of things come in place. Investing money. Simple definition of investing. Investing involves purchasing an asset with the aim they will either appreciate in value or generate income. That's my simple definition for investing. Purchasing an asset with the aim they will either appreciate in value or generate an income. People can invest in many ways, from buying gold, real estate, to putting money towards building business, and also featuring their education. So put money into financial schemes, shares, properties, or commercial ventures with the expectation of achieving a profit. With the expectation of achieving a profit. So any investment you make sure with the expectation that you are going to make a profit out of the investment. In Ghana, we have so many investments we can talk about. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in gold business. You can also invest in T-bill. You can invest in shares, bonds, a whole lot. And with the aim that you are going to make a profit out of it. Let's quickly move to debt management. debt management. When we talk about debt management, what comes in mind? Debt management, in simple terms, it is a planned strategy to pay down debt, usually with a third party involved to help negotiate lower interest rates. Let me put it, or let me just reframe it again for you to understand. It's a planned strategy to pay down debt, usually with a third party involved to negotiate lower interest rates. It combines numerous debts into a single loan, usually a lower interest rate goal. The goal is to make debt easy to handle with lower interest rates and single monthly payments. Why is it important to manage debt? Why is it important to manage debt? Everybody can manage debt, but it's very important to protect your credit. To protect your credit. Anytime or anything owned by one person to other is what you call debt. Somebody may say, what is the definition of debt? Debt is anything owned by one person to another. Is debt. Debt can involve real property. Debt, it can involve 1, real property, 2, money, 3, services, or other consideration. In corporate finances, debt is more narrowed, defined as money raised through the issuance of bonds. I know we will make sure that one of the days we will pick one of the topics, either budgeting, savings, investment, debt management, and draw insight for more details and more understanding to be prevailed. But this is just the preliminaries of everything we are doing. Then you go to understanding interest rates. Understanding interest rates. When we talk about understanding interest rates, everybody is having its own definition about rates. And we all know rates. We have T-bill rate, treasury bill rate, fixed deposit rate. So when we talk about rate, it's a percentage. It's a percentage. So an interest rate is a percentage charged by a lender to a borrower for the use of money. Simple. An interest rate is a percentage charged by a lender to a borrower for the use of money. When you come to borrow money from me, I will tell you I'm charging you 2% of the money. So when you are bringing the money, you add that 2% of the money to what you came for. Simple things about the interest rate. We also talk about, second point, inability to make an informed financial decisions. Inability to make informed financial decisions. This can lead to poor spending habits, accumulating unsustainable debts, and falling victims to scams. So when we talk about poor spending habits, we spend anyhow when money gets into our hands. But it shouldn't be so. We need to plan for the money. So poor spending habits refers to the financial behavior that consistently leads to overspending. Somebody will see anything, he or she will buy it. Whether the thing has been budgeted for or not, the person will buy it. So the person spends anyhow, any day, anytime. So far as there is enough money on the person will spend anyhow. At the end, when there is crisis or when there is financial crisis, the person now realize that he or she spends anyhow. That has led to a poor spending habit. I will talk about some poor spending habits we all know. Living beyond one's means. Living beyond your means. You cut your coat according to your size in some aspects of finance. Because living beyond one's means spending more than you earn, often relying on credit to cover expenses. Always you want to borrow, you borrow till they will even be calling you names that once he's coming to borrow. At the end, when you achieve or when you get your salary, you use all your money or your salary to go and pay all your debts, and you come back and sleep without having any money on you. So we should know how to spend our money very well. Impulse purchase. Buying items without considering needs, whether they fit within a budget. That's impulse purchases. Buying items without considering needs or whether they fit into a budget. Just buy anything anyhow. Ignoring the importance of budgeting is the third one. Not creating or following the budget to track or control spending. That's why you talk about budgets. Ignoring the importance of you budget everything before you spend your money. Using credit card recklessly. Using your credit cards recklessly. That is maxing out credit card, making late payments or not paying off balances in full. You have the money. You've gone to buy an item, which the item is you are going to buy will just be maybe 1,000 Ghana cedis. You just pay 800 cedis with your credit card or your ATM. At the end, you are owing 200. You need to pay everything. Then you will be free. You just pay and still be owing 200 cedis, which is very bad. Peer pressure and lifestyle inflation. Peer pressure and lifestyle inflation. Spending money to keep up with others or to maintain a lifestyle beyond one's means. You want everybody to know you have money. You want everybody to appreciate that you are Oga. You want everybody to appreciate that you are the money guru. So anything, anyhow, anything you buy. When you are with your colleagues, unnecessary spending, you just spend anyhow. It's peer pressure and a lifestyle inflation, which is very, very bad. And it will lead you into inability to make an informed financial decisions. Accumulating unsustainable debt. Accumulating unsustainable debt. We all know how to accumulate. We all know how to accumulate unsustainable debt. So accumulating unsustainable debt, the process by which countries, particularly those in developing world, incur, build up a large amount of debt from foreign lenders or individuals. So accumulating debt means just building up debt over time, usually because expenses exceed income. Expenses exceed income, requiring borrowing to cover the differences. We all know that sometimes your expenses will exceed your income, so you need to borrow to cover that differences. It's very good, but you make sure that those things will not be part and parcel of you. That's why I said you plan, you budget, you invest, you make sure that everything is on point so that your income will also sometimes exceed your expenses. Third point, I will talk about poor financial planning. Poor financial planning. When you talk about poor financial planning, individuals may struggle to plan for retirement, manage long-term financial goals, or navigate complex financial products like insurance or loans. So struggle to plan for retirement. Struggle to plan for retirement. Somebody may say, I'm now 28 years, I'm 30 years of age, I'm 40 years, life begins at 40. So let me spend anyhow. Let me do or manage my money or my finances anyhow. Planning for retirement requires savings and strategizing to turn savings into sustainable income, particularly without guaranteed source like pension. Somebody will say, at the end, I'll get pension allowance. How much is pension allowance at? Every place you find yourself, you can ask, how much do they pay pensioners? How much are you going to receive when you go for pension? So you need to make sure that you plan for your retirement. Somebody may ask this question, why am I struggling with retirement? Retirement can be challenging for many seniors for several reasons. Loss of routine. Many seniors find their work provided structure and daily routine. Retirement can lead to a lack of purpose or direction, which may affect mental well-being, social isolation. Work often serves as social outlets. So please, we all need to plan for our retirement as well, manage long-term financial goals, or navigate complex financial products like insurance and loans. So how do we manage our financial or our long-term financial goals? Manage our long-term financial goals. When you talk about managing our financial long-term goals, a whole lot of things comes into mind. Managing financial long-term goals is planning and working towards significant financial objectives that typically takes 5 or more years to achieve, such as retirement, buying a home, or funding education. It involves setting clear goals, creating a financial plan, making informed decisions about spending and savings, and consistently working towards those objectives over time. So it's planning and working towards significant financial objectives. That is what we call managing long-term financial goals or navigate complex financial products like insurance and loans. Let me come to consequences in financial illiteracy. 1, increased risk of debt problems. Poor spending habits and lack of understanding of credit can lead to high level of debt, potential leading to bankruptcy or foreclosure. Increased risk of debt problems. This is where poor spending habits and lack of understanding of credit can lead to high level of debt, potentially leading to bankruptcy. So somebody may say, Mr. Daniel, please, what do we mean, or what do you mean by the high level of debt? I talked about debt earlier. Debt. You owe too much. People always come to you that you are owing them, which is very bad. And this will make sure that your life is always in a mess. You will not have a stable mind to think even for your own future. So it's where, it's a situation where an individual or household or an entity owes a sustainable amount of money relative to income or assets. You've borrowed too much. You've gone to buy a house without paying. You now, any money that comes to you, you used to pay out. Any money that comes to you, you used to pay out. you don't have financial stability, your mindset is always troubling you, since every month you are owing somebody, every month you are owing an institution, every month you are owing, it doesn't help you. That's one consequences of financial illiteracy. 2, difficulty achieving financial goals. Without proper planning, individuals may struggle to save for retirement, buy a home, or achieve other financial goals. This, I have talked about it. Difficulty achieving financial goals. Without proper planning, individuals may struggle to save for retirement, buy a house, or achieve a financial goals. Let me move to 3rd point of the consequences. Vulnerability of financial scams. Lack of financial illiteracy can make individuals more susceptible to scams and fraudulent scams. So in this case, we have fraudulent people in our society now, in our geographical environment or in our geographical area. There are so many people who want to always make sure that they bully somebody to make their ends meet. They make sure that they have ways and means to make sure that things or money gets into their hand every day, anytime, any moment. They have their schemes, plan evil spirits against their own brother or sister to make sure that their own brother or sister loses some finances, and that finances they are losing comes to them so that they will gain that income to make more life good for them. My 4th point about consequences of financial literacy is limited access of financial opportunities. Limited access of financial opportunities. Financial illiteracy can make it difficult to access financial products and services. Financial illiteracy can make it difficult to access beneficial financial products and services. Somebody may ask, what is the beneficial financial products and services I'm talking about? Financial products and services I'm talking about is they are the, let me say, those that provide a positive impact or advantage to the user, contributing to the well-being, needs or goals. That's what I'm talking about. So financial illiteracy can make it difficult for you to access beneficial financial products and services. So the positive impact of it is financial products and services go beyond mere functionality. They aim to improve the user's situation, whether it is through increased efficiency, enhances health, or greater enjoyment. So let me make it very simple and give you an examples of the products and services for you to understand what I'm talking about very well. Okay, let me pick the product. That is access financial products and services. Product, a high quality, energy efficient refrigerator that keeps food fresh longer and saves on electricity bill. Let me put it again, or let me go by that product again. A high quality, energy efficient refrigerator that keeps food fresh longer and saves on electricity bill. A comfortable, ergonomic chair that reduces back pain. These are the examples of products. When you talk about services, it's a well-organized and helpful customer hotline that quickly resolve issues. A personalized fitness plan that helps someone achieve their health goals. A reliable and trustworthy financial advisor that helps someone manage their finance or their money very well. Who is your financial advisor? You can pick me as your financial advisor. I will help you make your finances good for you. Because if you are able to get a financial advisor in our world now, your finances are going to be perfectly organized and you are going to live happily with your family. Now I'll move to importance of literacy. I'll talk about 3 points, then I'll finalize everything, then we close the chapter for today. Importance of financial literacy. 1, improved financial well-being. Improved financial well-being. Financial illiteracy encompasses individuals to make better financial decisions, manage their money effectively, and achieve their financial goals. Better financial decisions, manage their money effectively, and achieve their financial goals. When you talk about better financial decisions, I've already talked about it. Second point is manage their money effectively. How do you manage your money effectively? That's where we talked about the budgeting, savings, investing, debt management, and interest rates. When we come to achieving your financial goals, how are you able to achieve your financial goals? If you're able to make your life simple, make your finances simple, budget everything, invest, save, you are 100% going to achieve your financial goals at the end of the day or at the end of the year. Second point of financial literacy I would like to talk about is reduce risk of financial hardship. Reduce risk of financial hardship. Now, people are saying our economy, there is so hardship in our economy. But you get somebody who will also say the economy is flexible. The economy is okay. The economy is working. You get somebody who will say the economy is working under him. The economy he or she is inside is making his or her family better, to live a better life. But somebody may sit somewhere and say that he or she is facing a financial hardship. That is an important, that's why we have an importance of what? Financial illiteracy. By understanding financial concepts and planning for the future, individual can avoid problems or debt problems and financial crisis. Please, my people and everybody who is listening to me, individuals, colleagues, brothers and sisters, everybody who is listening to me, make sure that you avoid debt problems and make sure you avoid financial crisis. I've talked about it because when you have financial crisis in your life, always you are angry. As a family man, you will be angry with your wife, you'll be angry with your husband because your finances is nothing to write home about. But when everything is on point, your finances are on point, you live happily with your family, with your children. Anything you've budgeted for, everything is going to be achieved perfectly. Third point, I will talk about the importance of financial illiteracy. Then I will end today's program. Increase economic security. Increase economic security. Increased economic security is where financial literacy can contribute to overall economic security and stability for individuals and their families. So when we come to that, somebody may ask, what is the security we are talking about here? Financial security is a topic on its own and is very broad. But I know one of the days we will talk about it. But let me just open your eye on certain things about increased economic security. It's where, or let me say, it's a situation where individuals or households have a greater ability to cope with financial risk and uncertainties, ensuring a more stable and comfortable standard of living. Let me let you understand an increased economic security very well. It's a situation where an individual or household have a greater ability to cope with financial risk or uncertainty, ensuring a more stable and comfortable standard of living. So this encompasses various aspects, including income stability. Is your income stable? Is your income stable? Somebody's income has never been stable ever since he started earning a salary. His or her income has never been stable before. You need to make sure your income is always what? Stable. If your income is stable, you can access essential resources like health care. You can go to hospital any time, any day. Since your income is stable, you've been able to save, you've been able to invest. So you don't know the time you fall sick. You don't know the time your husband, your wife, your children, your siblings, your mother, your father will fall sick and they will call you. So anytime, any day, any hour, any minute, any seconds, you make sure you save, you invest towards your health care facility. At the end of it, or any time a call will come for any type of sickness, you will have money to take care of yourself, your family as well. Access to essential resources like healthcare and housing, and capabilities to weather unexpected financial challenges. So it's a whole lot. And increase economic security. If you are able to make sure you contribute to overall economic security and stabilize, and you are able to stable your own or your family or your, let me say, your individual income very well, you have a better living as a finance person. Let me conclude by saying, in essence, financial illiteracy can have significant negative consequences for individuals and society as a whole, highlighting the importance of financial education and literacy initiative. That is my conclusion for the day. In essence, financial illiteracy can have significant negative consequences for individuals and society as a whole, highlighting the importance of financial education and literacy initiative. Thank you very much for being with me today. I'm very grateful. I know you've been able to learn a whole lot. I know some other time we will meet again. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andor, for this wonderful and insightful session. I mean, financial literacy and illiteracy is one of the most important topics in our society today. People are battling a lot because of some of these things. But thank you so much for your insights, because through these points, people can obtain economic security and also financial independence. Our audience, thank you so much for joining us today. Without you, we won't have a very successful program. Thank you for making time to listen to us. And don't forget that my name is Liliefa and I was your host for today. Stay tuned and we shall see you all next week. Thank you very much.